What up, dudes? It's Gaz, and welcome back to another Warframe video. So we got a bonus tips and tricks video for Plague Star today, a bunch of things I didn't cover in my meta guide yesterday, and a little bit of a deeper dive on why Mag is so good for Plague Star. I've hosted as Mag now, so I can actually show it a little bit easier now. Before we go into the stuff, make sure you sub to this channel, daily Warframe video uploads, build videos, news videos, Plague Star guides, the right place for Warframe content. I'm sure there will be more Plague Star guides before the event goes away, but yeah, as of right now, I did want to give you guys a quicker look at some of these things that are not as obvious about why Plague Star is so good. Alright, so let's hop right in. First things first, Plague Star is here for about 2 weeks, and I do recommend that if you are grinding this event out with other people in your clan maybe, that your clan leader or whoever has access to this stuff goes to your clan dojo and goes to the 10-0 lab, and this is a big thing I recommend that your entire clan does for over the course of the event. I recommend that you start up Dojo Pigments that are involving Plains enemies. So the Plague Star event is on the Plains of Eidolon, and you're killing a lot of enemies. What my clan has done is we have started the Tusk, Mortar, Bombard, Devar Grey Pigment. Now, this requires, for my clan size, 12,000 pigments, and these drop from Tusk, Mortar, Bombard. So on the defense objective part, where you're using your elite on calls to like destroy everything, that's going to be your best bet for a spot to get this these pigments. Now, resource drop chance boosters work, and I believe Necros and Hydroid also work. But yeah, guys, I've heard that even larger clans need like 40,000 of this resource. So if you are someone that is a clan dojo owner and wants to get all the dojo pigments in the game, that stuff right there is basically like lets you change the fashion frame of your dojo rooms. This is the time to do it. Again, when are you going to be playing this many Plains missions with these many kills in a row? You're probably not going to ever do it unless you're like Aya farming, and even for Aya farming, you're not really killing that many trash ads. So this is literally ideal. So what you do is that you just basically make sure everyone in the squad is in the clan, and then just on this part right here, look out for resource drops on the ground. If you have the Devar Grey one activated, it will drop from Mortar Bombards. And again, you might want to look where the dropships are dying at, because the Bombards are going to die on the dropship and drop their loot onto the ground. So go pick it up, and yeah, you'll probably get about 20 to 60 of them from a run. And if you need 12,000, hopefully people in your clan are grinding this out. So that's going to be tip number one. This is probably one of the best places to farm that too, basically ever. So if you are in a clan dojo, start some dojo pigments. And it's not just the Bombard. I say the Bombard one's probably the most annoying one because it takes so many. But there's some other ones too. If you just search Tusk, I believe it should come up. Yes, you got also the Tusk Flame Blade. Only 150 for that. Pretty easy comparatively. And I think there's a Dargan Pilot one too, and some Bombalist ones. So again, go ahead and search through these ones for ones that seem like they might work pretty well here. I don't remember all the ones off the top of my head, but yeah. Wisp Grey from a Dargan Pilot. That one's not that terrible, but yeah. The Devar Grey, let's start with that one first. Okay, moving on to the second thing. Why am I recommending Mag in my videos for Plague Star? Now, if you watched the beginning footage here, you might have saw why I'm recommending Mag. And a lot of people were questioning it yesterday too. Why are you recommending Mag and not Titania? Mag is very good for Plague Star, and I'm sorry I didn't explain it extensively yesterday. Mag is so good for Plague Star because of almost every ability she has is great for this. First ability, Pull, with a ton of range, can pull enemies out of the spawn pod area to wherever you guys are hanging out and camping at the DPS the boss. So you don't even need to leave your spawn spot or just your camping spot to actually kill the enemies with Mag if you have big range like I'm going to show you today. Additionally, that's the first ability. Second ability, Bubble. You put the bubble on the boss. Let's see if I can find that clip again. You put the bubble on the boss, and you can just shoot the boss wherever you want, and it will count as a weak point hit, like right here. See how every head is dead as soon as it opens? That's the power of Mag. Well, that head is actually already dead, and it doesn't even realize it yet. So that's why Mag is very good. You don't need to position yourself or anything like that. You just put the Mag bubble down, and it's GG on that boss. So that's another reason. Third ability gives everybody shields. Again, if you have Nova running Decaying Dragon Key and Bleeding Dragon Key, I'm sure Nova would appreciate a little bit of extra survivability. And as far as the ultimate ability, we've subsumed that off for Rest in Rage on today's build, and that makes the Hemocyte even faster. So I'm going to go ahead and show you my Mag build for this. Actually, I have two Mag builds. I'm going to show you the current Mag build for this, and we're also going to talk about some other weapons you can DPS the Hemocyte boss with that are not the meta ones. So here is my Mag. And of course, like I said, we get the rest in range. Now, I did change my charge from yesterday, guys. We had a lot of casting speed yesterday, but I did want to do a little bit more tinkering, and here we are. So we got 3 casting speed shards, and honestly, one of them could be a parkour shard instead, and then 2 power strength shards. This lets us have a higher movement speed increase for rest and rage, and it also lets us have more damage multiplier on our bubble. Just a little bit of strength is good. You don't need too much. But as far as the build on mag, I've got this build. Now, we've got 265% range. Why is that? Like I said earlier, the pull ability of mag can pull those infested out of the drop pod areas over to you. So you just basically pull them to you, destroy them, and it's really, really straightforward. Additionally, with this much range, you can reach to the back of the infested boil to grab enemies that are like literally just spawning. So this is almost as much range as possible the entire game. This also makes the bubbles guaranteed to hit every head, pretty much no problem. And remember, too, we have Magnetized Discharge Augment, which increases the range of our bubble even further. Now, with Calm and Frenzy from Equinox, whenever we cast the ability, it makes the enemies go faster, and we're going to use this on the boss to make them even faster. You could jam more Power Strength on here to make the boss slightly faster, but, you know, just a little bit is fine for me. Now, as far as the other stuff, now, big thing here is that if you have Calm and Frenzy on, make sure you go to your energy color and change it to a lighter energy color. If you have a dark energy color, it will be a sleeping ability. That's the icon for the sleep ability right there. And if you go to a light energy color, like this one, that's the icon for the speed up ability, Rage. So that's going to be a big tip. And if you don't want to run Rest and Rage because it makes the boss too fast, again, you can run Energized Missions just like yesterday, and it will be totally fine. But yeah, I've been using this one, and I've been actually kind of enjoying it quite a bit. Now, let's move on to some DPS weapons that are not just the Boar and the Piranha, so we can talk about some other options. So I've got the Kuva Sobek right here, and the Kuva Sobek can actually hang pretty well. The reason the Kuva Sobek is pretty good for Plague Star is that it actually has quite a bit of pellet count. It also has good crit damage, base damage, etc., etc. So we're going to talk about the Kuva Comb and the Kuva Sobek here, because I do think that they're both really, really good. Now, as far as the Kuva Sobek, I've got more of a budget build here. And why I say it's a budget build is because there's a mod called Clip Delegation that you could put on here. But if you did not play that Nightwave season, this mod's going for like 200 plat right now. And you'd probably put that on over like Blaze, or maybe over something else, maybe even Incendiary Code. But either way, the Sobek is pretty good because it has a lot of pellets, it has a lot of damage, and with a 60% Progenitor bonus right here, we have, you know, with this build, 10,000 damage. So just basically use this as you would use the Boar, with a heat damage build and some anti-infested. Again, if you have Blaze, that's awesome. If you don't have Blaze, not super surprising. So this is just basically an alternative to using the Boar. It's good enough to kill. It can definitely hang with the big dogs. I would say it's not the best in the game at all, but it is an option for sure. So we got a little bit of footage of that here in action. So as you see, we just basically do the same stuff as normal. And I think our Mags Bow was a little bit low range here, so we couldn't hit everybody with the same one. But yeah, really, really quick kill. Like, that's the Sobek for you. Just like the previous Boar build, this build is meant to have a Wisp mode active, so we have all that big fire rate. So good stuff on that front. Let's move on to the Kuva Comb now, because people were asking me, they're like, hey, I don't have the Incarnon Boar. I don't have the Piranha Prime. I've got some Kuva weapons. What are some Kuva options for this? So you got the Kuva Sobek there, great option. I would actually say the Kuva Sobek is better than the Comb, but yeah, maybe like the Kuva Comb a little bit more. So Kuva Comb, similar build, but a little bit of fire on this one because the Comb is pretty bad without fire rate. So basically a heat progenitor bonus, a heat build because the infested are weak to heat, and you just want to have a bunch of multi-shot, fire rate, anti-infested, and that kind of idea. So if you have Wisp on your team, you're going to chew through ammo instantly, which is great. But if you don't have Wisp on your team, you definitely need to. You'll probably want to have like Reinforced Bond at the very least. So there's 2 extra DPS weapons you can rock for Plague Star, guys. Now I want to talk about a couple more things here. One of them being that I've noticed that Plague Star is dropping a lot of relics. So if you're thinking that Plague Star is just for Forma farming, etc., here's a quick look at a mission I did earlier. Now it was about the fastest speed, 8 minutes 24, but look how many relics we got. We got 6 relics in 8.5 minutes. And some of that Wisp Dojo Gray Pigment I was telling you about as well. So go find me a mission where you can get 6 relics in 8 minutes with 1 loading screen, 2 of them being Axes. And I'm going to go ahead and tell you can't really find that mission unless you're like opening relic packs. So yeah, it actually is not just dropping Forma, guys. You can get a good relic supply here too. Not to mention all the other junk mods that are dropping in addition. So yeah, Plague Star is great. It's here for a couple weeks. Hopefully this one is helpful to you guys just to show how mag works a little bit more in depth. And as far as when to place the mag bubble, this might be a little bit of something that could have been good to explain earlier. I would recommend you place the mag bubble when the Hemosite is the end of its walkway, like right there. Basically a great bubble placement by Adds Up. So once the Hemosite gets to the end of its path, then cast the bubble, then unload the shotguns and destroy the boss in like a second. If you do it too early, the boss has reduced duration of the bubble. So you're not going to you might not have the bubble properly if you cast the bubble too early. So keep that in mind. The bubble is only going to last like 5 seconds on the boss. That's all you really need to kill the boss anyway. So that's basically it. I'll see you guys in the next video. There might be another Plague Star tips and tricks guide in the next couple of days, but I'll see you guys then. I probably won't stream tonight, but I may take tonight off. But I'll be back tomorrow and Sunday with Omni Forma Bundle giveaways and weekly reset. All right, guys. See you next time. Peace.